Welcome back to Grief Inspired. My name is Catherine McNulty, and today we are talking about the dreaded 1-year anniversary and how to prepare for that. You know, there's so much that goes into preparation for that 1-year anniversary, right? We think about it, we know it's coming, we fear it because we might not know exactly what's going to happen. And you know, it's interesting that, to be truthful, the day is the same as every other day. Your loved one is still not gone, or is still not here and is gone. But I think that, you know, we put a lot of importance around the 1-year anniversary, or maybe their birthday, or maybe it's a wedding anniversary. And we put a lot of meaning to it. And because there's a lot of meaning that we put to it, I want to encourage you to plan and prepare for the day. Plan to set aside some time to be in what I call a controlled cry. So my example is that I have a 5 or 6 minute video that is a video that someone took of my son Jackson right before, on the day that he passed away. And the only time I watch it is like once or twice a year, maybe on his birthday, and then on the day that he passed. And those are the only times that I watch it. Because when I watch that video, it catapults me back to the very day, and all of the emotions and everything that was going on, I feel very, very strongly. But I set aside time to let that in, and I take that time and I give myself the time to cry, and I cry it out, and I cry for as long as I need to on that day. And I have that video, and then all of the things that remind me of him, the little outfits that he wore, and the pacifiers, and his little hospital wrist bracelet, lockets of hair, all of that. And just thinking about it now, like, brings up a lot of emotion for me. But I give myself time to really get into it, to really cry, to really feel it out. And whether it be 30 minutes or an hour, you don't want it to go on all day. But then you want to be able to put everything away, and you want to say, okay, I had a good cry, and now I'm gonna put this away, and I'm gonna do something for myself. So I want you to think, in addition to some controlled crying, what else do you want to do on that day? Do you want to be alone, or do you really need to be with somebody? Can you ask somebody who's close to you and be able to share with them and say, you know what, this is a really important day coming up. You might not realize, but it's the 1-year anniversary. And this video I'm creating because one of our viewers, Margine, who I've talked to, today is the anniversary for her, the 1-year anniversary of the passing of her husband, Marty. And there's fear associated with that. And Margine, I totally get that. So my advice that I gave her was to prepare, like I'm talking about now. Decide who you want to be with. Decide if you want to be alone. Decide if you want to be with people, or maybe it's a portion of both. Maybe you say, you know, this is the anniversary and I'd really like it. Can we go out for a meal so that I can not be alone the whole day? And then you can take time to be by yourself as well. Other things that I think are super helpful, if you want to, and again, you don't have to, there is no right or wrong to this. It's really what feels right to you. The only thing I would say not to do is don't not plan. To have a plan is important because, again, it gives you a semblance of control, and it's something that you can control. You can plan the day. And so also find a way to honor them. How do you want to honor them? How do you want to share with others what they meant to you? Because again, the relationship that you have continues on for as long as you are alive. And that relationship can grow. It can even get stronger, but it certainly isn't going to go away. And that was something that, as time moved on, I was worried that the love that I had would sort of fade, or I would forget things, or I would, start to live more normally and not honor them. I almost felt guilty for moving forward, and so acknowledge that and then find a way to honor them, and to know that yes, there may be some little things that you forget, or maybe you'll remember later, right? Because you don't remember every single detail. But what you can remember is that love that you carry in your heart, and that isn't going anywhere. And that's going to be with you on the anniversary, and it's going to be with you the day after the anniversary, and then the next day, and the next day, and the next day. So while the anniversaries are important, and I think you should set aside time to plan for what you're going to do and make it special, maybe it's spending some time in quiet reflection in a way where you say to yourself, I'm going to get out of my head, and instead of reflecting on everything that's happened, maybe I'm going to sit and just try to be and do more of listening rather than thinking. So rumination is when we think about everything over and over and over again. And if you're here, I'm sure you know what that is. Take a moment to try to stop the rumination, stop the over reflection, the overthinking, the over analyzing, and listen. And I'm doing this video outside because I think a couple things. One is nature is so important. Nature is totally healing, and going to nature to be reflective is always a good idea. Going to nature to listen is always a good idea. But today it's raining, and I live in Southern California, and so it doesn't rain a lot. So for us, rain is a big deal. But what I love about the rain is that the rain is a renewal, and the rain can wash away the dirt and the dust that might be here in my garden. And the rain it symbolizes growth. It symbolizes newness. It symbolizes a new level of understanding. And so take the time on the anniversary to ask yourself, how far have I come? Where do I need to grow? What am I learning? And how can I honor everything that I'm going through? And I think that that's the way to get through the anniversary. And Margine, I hope that helps you today. I hope that you have all the strength that you need, that you know how important you are to everyone around you, especially in times when this can be really lonely. And so I always, as all I do with my videos, is I want to remind you that you're not alone in this, that you do matter, that there is a whole new, unexpected future that you didn't really ask for, that you didn't order, but that doesn't mean that it has to be bad. And so I want to encourage you to use this time and consider this time to be a blessing, and a way to be closer to Marty, and for everyone else, a way for you to be closer to not only the people that you've lost, but also the people that are still here and the people that you still love. So take care of yourself today. Give yourself some self-compassion rather than self-criticism. You've got this. You can do this, and you are going to be okay. Bye for now.